So there's rumours going around on the internet that brickies get paid £1,000 a week.
Easy. And more, yeah. I know. But I've got a couple of good friends in Teesside now. I'd say on a 38, 39 hour week, clearing 1,800 to £2,000, sometimes more.
What do they need to do that? So I'm thinking now, if I'm 16 years old and I'm struggling to realise how the heck I'm going to move out of mum and dad's house and afford my own place, if I could earn that type of money each week, then I can see a clear path of moving out. What does a 16-year-old need to do to earn that type of money, and how long will it take?
The 16-year-old, he basically he just needs to know what his goals are, I'd say. Get into the bricklaying as soon as possible.
How do you do that? Where do you start?
Well, it used to be the way, I guess, years ago, so you can approach any college. I know that it's changed. I remember years ago, you didn't need as many qualifications. Now the qualifications have changed. I think you've got to have a minimum, I think it's a C in English, C in maths, and other qualifications where years ago you didn't have to.
Yeah.
You could just go straight into it. And then as soon as they've started the college, they will be taught, obviously, they'll learn from the curriculum, the health and safety side, the health and safety file, and then they will start with models, building models, and see how they progress over time. And then I think it's after if it's still the same, Darren, I think it's the first or second year, then they'll go on a day release, and then you go to your third year apprenticeship. That's when they start making money, and that's where the builders will take you on board and taking a gamble and paying you a bit of wage. That's when you start getting your bonuses, your incentives. And then after the third year, obviously you'll have your day release. You go to college once a week, maybe do some more modules, and then after about, I think it's about 6 months to a year, and then that's it. You'll be straight on, about 19-year-old. You'll still be learning. You'll still have to pick your speed up. You'll still be learning from the predecessors, setting out and just picking your speed up and learning and getting all the knowledge. And I'd say by 20-year-old, that's when the big money starts coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can go from 16 to age 20. So within 4 or so years,
Yeah, you apply
yourself, and you can be earning some good money.
I'd say even 18-year-olds. I was talking to a couple of guys when I visited Hertfordshire College, delivered a demonstration to all the students. One of the guys, he just won the Bricklaying event, the Super Travel event, a young guy called Ben, and he was telling us that he's currently starting to make the money now. They were putting him in the footings. Obviously, footings you get about £150, £2 per block. I know that's in Teesside. I don't know what it's like down London. I don't know what the money is down London, but he was making some good money. He was telling me. I said, stick at it, Ben. He said, I am, definitely. And then the last time I seen him, that's when he'd won the event. So he's going places. You can see he's keen for it as well, Darren. There can't be, a lot of these young'uns now, they just like to sit in the house, play on the computer. Well, it is easy, but bricklaying construction industry, it's thriving. It's really thriving, and in my eyes, they're getting paid more than doctors. Bricklayers are getting paid more than doctors. It's crazy. I mean, we're in the champion, we're in the EFL league, and they're getting paid nearly enough the same as a footballer, some bricklayers.
Wow.
You know, it's crazy. It really is. But the thing is, though, Darren, it's going to come to a point there where we can't get the trades, because as you know, that we've got all these trades retiring. You've got your joiners, your bricklayers, your sparkies, you've got them all, and they're all retiring. And you've got no one coming through. No one at all. And Labour are trying to go for a 1.5 million house boom. Where's the trades to go in?
How's that actually going to happen? Do you think?
I don't know. I really don't know, Darren. It's all right saying, yeah, we're going to build 1.5 million houses. Where are they getting the trades from to do it? We're short now.
I know lots of people, when they talk about that statistic, they talk about planning being an obstacle. They talk about land being unlocked, building on greenbelt. But the issue that I hear from the industry is around the trades all the time. There's not enough people to actually physically put block on top of block or attach wood to wood or actually construct it.
There's no trades. We haven't got the trades out there. There's no way they can cover 1.5 million houses. No way in God's earth. I don't know. I don't know where they're getting these figures from. I really don't. We're struggling now. And I mean, in 2022, I think we built 242,000 houses, 25% of the timber framed. Obviously, Scotland and you get like numerous other house builders who build the timber frames. And 189,000 were traditional brick and block. And we struggled. Then. And that was in 2022 when I started this project. And then I know that last year it was low. I know we've had COVID since. We've had a few issues, and there was talks of a recession. But it's like you say there about the greenfield. There's a lot of companies now going for the brownfield as well. They're just buying all this, the bad land, regenerating it all. But like you say, back to the trades, I really don't know how we're going to cope. I really don't.
You had a accident on site that changed your life.
Yeah.
What happened there?
I built a wall just to your normal guidelines, which is 18 course, 1,350 millimetre high. They normally ask you to build it that height and then back it up with a block work, or you do vice versa. You can put the block work up first, which is 6 course, and then you can back it up with your brickwork. We took the brickwork up, wind started picking up slightly, braced all the walls with the timber method. It's still ongoing now.
So what is that? Just explain what the timber method is for those people that are watching that don't understand.
It's anything you can find, basically.
Okay. Just get a scrap bit of wood.
So a pallet, an empty pallet, a piece of 4x1, a scaffolding board, anything you can find, you'll put against the wall. Yeah. Put another piece against it at an angle, a diagonal, with a couple of blocks at the bottom and hope for the best. Right. Hope it doesn't come down. Yeah. Obviously, it came down on me. Right. So I was lucky to just get away. My back left leg was trailing, pinned me to the floor, pinned my leg to the floor, crushed life-changing injuries. Numerous operations. They do want to give me an ankle replacement or a fusion now, but I'm just trying to hold off. I'm in pain every day, every single day, every morning, every night. So, but yeah, and that's a method. It's still ongoing now, Darren.
Well, how long ago was this, Carl?
6-7 years ago, I think.
And were you still on site building? So you'd set up the...
Yeah, we'd set the bracing methods up, and I was going around the wall. I don't know, I might have left one of my tools. I can't remember. It might have been my brick hammer, whatever it was. Walked around the other side of the wall to pick it up. Gust of wind just took the full wall. Took the wall, and obviously I was under it. Like you say, I was very lucky to limp away from my life.
So you would have been off work?
Yeah, nearly 2 years. 2 years off work, 4 operations. Nearly lost my house. My mental health suffered. I had no money coming in, lost my car, family had to bail us out. It was a really bad time for us. Well, it still is when you go back and you think it could have been avoided, you know. But yeah, it was some bad time, really bad time for us as a family.
It also seemed as though, from speaking with you before, that this was a catalyst for you. As difficult, and I don't want to downplay how difficult this was. So nearly losing your house. Yeah. When we had the conversation, you made reference to your relationship with your wife being really, really strained.
Yeah, of course it was, yeah.
And maybe I'm downplaying that by saying
No, it wasn't really, the family wouldn't leave, because I wasn't a nice person to be around with mental health and really suffered. So.
This stuff
no problem at all.
So how did you cope? What was your coping mechanism?
While I was off work?
At that time. Life is difficult with your family, life, your home is on the line, you're in pain, you're going through these operations. How did you cope with all that? What was your mechanism of coping?
The coping, I think, to be honest, I was just out of it with painkillers. It was, I don't know, to be honest, it was hard. It was very hard times. I just think we were going to pull through it. Like I said, the painkillers helped a lot in a way. Then that affected my mental health again. And then it was just, I just thought I did try and go back into bricklaying. I thought, right, I'll try and get into bricklaying again. But I tried for a week and there was no way. There was no way to do it. So then...
So physically not possible?
It was physically not possible. I couldn't stand up for long enough. And then obviously lifting the 20 kilogram blocks, or 20, it depends if you've got 4 inch, 6 inch. You stood up all day and then you've got your uneven ground, your uneven surfaces, trying to just walk to where we're working. It just wasn't there. We just couldn't do it. So I decided to change my career path. I studied my NEBOSH, passed my general certificate in health and safety, couldn't get nothing with that. So I decided to go down the SMSTS, site managing route. And within about a week or so, I think I got a job straight away because of all my background, my
experience.
Yeah. 27 years in construction industry, Darren, and 5, as a bricklayer, and 5 as a senior site manager.
So how did you then use this really difficult period in your life, and how did that get turned into your passion at the moment and what you're involved with?
Yeah, well, funny enough, it was COVID. COVID happened. So when I'd had the accident, I thought of something, but I put it on the back burner. I put it in the back of my mind because I was busy. I was site managing at the time. But I had the idea there. I put some sketches together and then I just put them away in the cupboard. And then I was working for a builder in Teesside, and COVID. We had the pandemic, and he let me go with no furlough, so I didn't get no money. So I had a hell of a lot of time on my hands. So for months, I was putting sketches together. I approached a draftsman. We started working together. Then we approached a patent attorney. Done a bit of digging, had a look about. He said, "Carl, there's nothing out there." He said, "You're onto something." So from then, that was quite stressful because my sleep pattern had gone. Because I was waking up in the middle of the night and just coming up with more ideas and adding bits and thinking, well, that's going to be easier that way. I was trying to make it as simplistic as possible for the bricklayers to use, as easy, because I know the bricklayers are prima donnas on the building site. and they think
What
that
do you mean by that? Prima donnas on
they just think they own the site. They think everyone owes them something.
Okay,
so they're just like, right, I want this, I want that, and they expect everything basically.
Okay. They're the divas, are they?
Yeah, they're just the thing. Yeah, the full building site owes them everything. So I'm trying to make it as easy and simplistic for the guys and girls as possible. So yeah, we from then we got approached by the government, the Net Zero Innovation Scheme. So that allowed me. I was site managing at the time. I'd started as site manager after COVID, and then we started working with the government, the Net Zero scheme. And this allowed me to put 100% time and effort. I think I was working for about a year or so with a big nursing home builder. And they said, right, we're going to give you a large amount of money. You can draw a wage from this for 6 to 8 months, help you achieve your FEA, your prototypes. So I worked with the government, carried all this out. And then that finished in 2023, in April or May 2023. And then I self-funded quite a bit of it. And then we applied for the PCT patent, as my patent was already running, the GB patent. So we applied for the PCT patent. And then after that, we worked with another company, got some more prototypes made. We changed the material up. Originally, the material was polypropylene, which was 80% recycled plastic. That was when I was working with the government. But then we found out when we got all the testing carried out that it wasn't practical enough. And it would only withstand gale force 1 winds, which was 44.7 mile per hour. And we'd need one on a gable end wall, say 8.5, 9 metre wall. We'd need one every foot. By the time we set all them up, Darren, it's the wall that'll come down here. We need something simple, quick and easy to install. So we got approached by a company who deal in GRP, glass reinforced plastic. And I said, right, make us some prototypes. So we got 6 prototypes made, carried out some more testing. Got some FEA testing and another final analysis carried out, which is computer software. I wasn't really happy with the results. I didn't think they were ringing true to me because it was coming up on a wall at 450 high, just 2 courses high, on an 8 metre stretch. You'd only need one that end and one that end, with an 8 metre gap in the middle. And I said, no. I said, I've lost a wall at 2 metres long, at 450 high, 2 courses high. I said, that's not right. So I decided to buy some materials, went to a good friend's site, built 2 walls. We got in touch with an engineer. He came out and tested it at failure. And we achieved 11 on the Beaufort scale, which is 73 mile per hour, which is just under hurricane winds, set at 3 metre spacings. So we had that testing carried out, and then I wasn't really happy with that. I was approached, I approached a couple of house builders. House builders very interested. They said, right, have you got your temporary works designs? I said, not as yet, no. He said, right, you need to get your temporary works designs for us to take this on board. Mm-hmm. So we got our temporary works designs. This was about 6-7 months ago, and we give it to Morgan Sindles. Morgan Sindles have passed it with flying colours. And I was told off the main health and safety guy that they will pick the bones out with this, Carl, and it's going to cost you more money. He phoned me 4 days later. He said they've passed your temporary works designs. Morgan
Straight through?
Straight through, gone. I couldn't believe it. So that was champagne time. So from then, we... what else have we done? So yeah, we've got the temporary works design, so we've got Morgan Sindles, and we've got Lovell Loans on board. Before that, we've got Creston Nicholson's on board. So we had the 2 house builders, and then we've changed it up slightly. We approached the temporary works designer, for him to pass it. He said that I needed another horizontal strut at the bottom. He said there was deflection at the bottom, and I didn't really want to argue with him, but I did tell him it's impossible. You never lose a wall from the first course down because all your load bearing is from the top to the bottom. If you lose a wall below, it's if a car's crashed into it. So he said, it's what my computer's telling me. So I said, well, your computer's wrong. So it's like a sketch off that David Williams, and computer says it.
Computer says no.
Yeah. But I argued and I said, well, you've just cost me a large amount of money to tell me my temporary works aren't working. And he said, well, I can't do anything about it. So me being me, re-looked at the product and phoned him back in half an hour, and I said, right, at the bottom strut, I've measured it, I've measured the bottom, it won't catch, I've worked everything out. He went back, phoned me back 10 minutes later, he said, oh, it's passed. It would have passed anyway, but it's a tick box, isn't it? I don't want to call them, but it's... In 27 years of bricklayer, I've never seen a wall collapse like
from the bottom.
From the bottom, no, it's impossible.
It's not the way gravity works. Is
yeah,
it?
no, it's not possible, Darren. It really isn't.
So this is interesting. Okay, so what does this look like?
The brickboard is it's just like an A-frame. So yeah, it's just a yellow A-frame. It stands up. It's in contact with the full wall. Mm-hmm. It's pressed up against the wall, and then we've incorporate the T-clamp, the bricklaying T-clamp. So the T-clamp, it slides through the bed joint, and then you turn it 90 degrees, and it hooks on the back of the blockwork in the cavity side, and then you just tighten it. But then we've also, to better reading on the Beaufort scale, more load bearing, we've incorporated a couple of bolts as well on the foot. So it's just like an A-frame, rather than just having one horizontal. Now there's two added.
Okay.
But it's so easy to set up, Darren. I mean, originally we didn't have a bolt in it. I didn't want to have a bolt in the slab or in the joists, because I thought it's too many tools and the bricklayers will moan on. And but we had to have it to achieve the 73 mile per hour.
And so what impact is that making on site? You've mentioned a number of
Yeah.
house builders.
Yeah.
What impact's it making with them?
Well, they've benched it. Crest Nicholson started it down Suffolk. We had a couple of meetings with them. So I know now. I'm just waiting for a full health and safety report, but I've been in talks with the site manager, and he has informed me. He just put a post on LinkedIn a couple of days ago, actually. Put a post on, and he said it's the best thing we've ever bought, because I think he was losing in excess of about, I think the site was only running 6 or 7 months. The amount of walls it lost, I think it was running in about 20, 30, tens of thousands of pounds worth of damage. It was materials, and they haven't lost a wall since on that site.
Okay. Since they've
implemented the brickwood on that site.
It's well known in the industry that walls come down on a frequent basis.
Yes.
But they don't get reported.
No, they don't. And that is the issue with that. That's the biggest hurdle we're facing, because you've got your directors sitting at the top. I've got nothing against directors. They've probably went to university. They went straight from university to sit at the top, to sit in a nice, big, cosy office. I don't think the majority of them, I'd say well over 90%, have never started at the tools first and worked their way up, so that they don't know what is going on.
And so I think that's the key thing, right? Yeah. Is that they don't know the tricks of the trade in that area.
No.
The things that get swept under the carpet or thrown in the bin.
No, they don't know. I mean, I've approached numerous house builders, and the emails I've got, some of them, when I've read through them, I thought, gee, you shouldn't have said that, because if I could show that to your director, you'd be down the road. That's the head of safety, admitting the losing walls.
Why doesn't it get reported?
Right, so you've got excessive paperwork. So site manager, I've done it I've been on both sides of the fence, Darren, as you know. I've done it as a site manager. I've had it done to me as a bricklayer. So it starts, you've got your excessive paperwork. You've got your P pressures from above. You've got your insurance premiums rising. So they'd rather just get rid of the evidence and pay the bricklayers to start again. It's as simple as that. That is it.
So what should happen is the wall comes down.
Yeah.
It's an talk me from there. Then what should happen at that point?
Well, if the wall comes down, it should be getting reported straight away. Then them should be reporting it to the health and safety to say we've had an EMIS on site.
Right.
No, it goes straight in the skip. The bricklayer will go and see the site manager. Say it's happened the night before. Say it's happened the day before. They've went in to work.
Come in the next morning.
Yeah, the next morning the walls on the floor.
Yeah.
All the timber's on top of the blocks.
Yeah.
So the site manager will say to the bricklayer, "Did you brace it?" "Yes, I braced it last night." "Right, show me photographic evidence." So you've got to show them the photo. When you brace your wall, you've always got to take a photo of your work to prove, so you can get paid. So you'll show them, the site manager say, "Right, get rid of the evidence, discard the evidence, put it in the skip, start again, and I'll pay you."
So do they put it in the skip and then cover it over, or is it just in the skip and everyone can see it's there? Everyone knows on site what's going on.
Yeah.
But no one flags up with anything. It's just normal.
That's it. It's normal. It's not even frowned upon, Darren. I mean, it'll just go straight in the skip, and then that's it. I mean, they could have lost a few walls. It's a regular case. It happens all the time. It'll be happening today, happening tomorrow.
So the thing that is commonplace in the industry, so this is, you're saying it's a daily thing, right?
All the time, yeah. 100%.
That nearly cost you your leg?
Yeah, my life.
And your life?
Yeah.
That's happening on a regular basis?
Yeah.
I would then assume that there are other people in your position that have had accidents on site, and the site manager just washes their hands of it, generally speaking. So, I mean, we're talking about things here which clear significant health and safety issues.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the story what actually happened to me. So to keep my mouth shut, to not report anything, the site manager offered me, well, he did give me, and I took it like an idiot. I think it was 6,000. So we were on price work.
Yeah.
So I think we were getting £550 per 1,000.
Yeah.
So he said, if you don't say anything, Carl, I will give you £6,000 worth of price. So I took it. I think whatever it was 3,000 something pound on top of my wage.
Right.
But bear in mind, I was off work for 2 years.
So that didn't even
And just to keep my mouth shut. This happening all the time. Really is down.
And so the incentive there, I mean, you referred to yourself as an idiot there, but I guess that's in hindsight because you now understand the full impact of that injury.
Yeah.
Where at the time, what was in your mind? You
I
think,
just
I'll
need
just
the
be
quick
off.
fix,
I'll be off
money,
for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Didn't realise how bad it was. Yeah, I thought I was going to be off a good few months, but then it was just obviously after the first operation, the second operation, and then they was just saying, look, we really can't do anything with it. He said the amount of arthritis you've got in it now, he said it's really, really bad. So it was just like all the front of my leg where your foot lifts up at the front there. That is just I can't like lift my foot up. I've lost my left calf, is all muscle definition. I'm limping all the time, basically.
Significant.
Yep.
So this thing here is not just overcoming a health and safety issue. It seems like that you've also got the ability here with this product to completely change the culture.
Yeah, definitely. Safety culture does need change, and this culture could change, especially incorporating and implementing the brick budget.
On the sustainability side, there's an impact there too, right?
Massive, really big, yeah. This is it's frightening. It really is. When you look back and you work out the walls that are lost per year, what got unreported. When I first started with the government, we had to put some statistics together to get the backing to make it appealing for the judges. And just reported walls, I think the annual loss was 12.65 million, just on reported walls.
12.65 million walls?
No, pounds.
12.65 million pounds of wall comes down each year. And that's just the reported ones?
These are just reported, but then the CO2, the carbon footprint, CO2 emissions, is 946 to just short of 1,000 tonnes. That's just reported walls. Now, I've spoken to many health and safety advisors, and I was talking to a lady last week before, and they all know what's going on. They all know that these walls are going unreported. And she just laughed down the phone, and I said, are you reporting all your walls? And she laughed. She went, no. It's surreal, the amount that are going unreported down, it really is.
How many do you think actually come down in a year? What do you reckon the true number is?
The true number, I've worked this out on all different ways, Darren. I've worked it out on bricklayers, squads losing walls or houses, but we work it out with my past experience, with my business partner's past experience, still a site manager now, with other guys I talked to on LinkedIn, project managers, contracts managers, site managers. I was talking to a site manager a couple of months ago. He had one site, 100 house building, 100 properties he was building for one of the major house builders. And one of his sites alone, I think he lost 40 on 100 houses.
Just on one side?
Just on one side. And these walls, if it's an average gable end wall, about 810 bricks, say 800 bricks per gable. Clean up fee, waste management, you've got your labour, your materials. You're talking £3,500 wall just to put that back up. It's a lot of money.
How many do you think come down in a year then?
We'd say out of 189,000, we say 23% of walls, which is 43,740 per year. By £3,500, about 152 million.
Significant.
Yeah, massive. But this, Darren, as well, we know that this is just a residential sector.
Yeah.
This isn't commercials. This isn't no hospitals, your hotels. But the more people I speak to, like there's a couple of editors out of two big magazines who I've been talking to, and they already published the Brick Bud, and he said it's hit home with him because one of his, I think it was his brother's or his dad's really good friend, had died with a wall collapsed on him, and a lady from the HSE. She contacted me. She was telling me a story, and she said it's really hitting home with me. I'm getting ghost pimples now. She said I had to investigate a guy who'd been crushed by a wall, and he had to deliver all my findings to his widow. So it's happening. It's happening all the time. I was talking to another guy, and his his hod carrier was walking past a wall, and the full concrete wall came down on him. I think he put him out for 18 months. He told me, smashed his pelvis. It's the non-reporting, Darren, and this is a mindset we need to change. And I know we won't change our culture, and this is what we do need to change, because it's going to end up costing them a lot of money. Just imagine every wall that gets blown down, the insurance premiums are going to skyrocket. They really are.
I mean, that's why when I was first made aware of your product, I thought it was so good, because I think it does have the ability to change the culture.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's going to be a lot easier and cheaper for you, for your product to be purchased, instead of for the wall to come down and then for the site manager then to pay someone to
build it
throw
back.
the bricks away
Yeah.
and then build it back
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
It's going to save a load of time.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone wants the wall to fall down, right?
No.
But it seems as though from the whole process that the painful part is having to having to report that the wall has come down, and then the implications of that from the insurance and the health and safety, and people the site managers don't want the hassle.
Not at all.
And that seems to be the main issue here.
That's a big hurdle.
Putting your product there removes the hassle for them.
Yeah,
in both areas.
Yeah, it does. The thing is as well, Darren, is that it's when we talk about the health and safety implications, like in insurance premiums rising. I train the lads up, or the operatives up now. I train them all up, and there was a bricklayer sat there, and he said, the same complaining. I said, what's wrong? He said, I've got to fix this to the ground. He said, that's going to take too long. I said, this takes 1 minute, 30 seconds. So by the time you've ran round site, scoured for timbers, I will have fixed these 6 brick buds to that wall and moved on to my next wall and started making more money on that wall. No. I said, I'm 100% confident. Would you like a race on site? Would you like to try it out? And he was just looking, and he started complaining. I thought, you're just a moaning bricklayer, that's all you are. I've been there for 27 years, I know how it works. So anyway, we had... Cliff had to jump in because I was getting a bit. I wasn't getting
passionate. Really.
Yeah, I'm very passionate, Darren. I really am passionate, and I was like, so Cliff had to jump in, and he said, no. He said, right, Carl. No, what he's saying is, and I'm like, right, okay. But then when we went on the site and we were talking, then I was talking to Bricklaying Jack, and we were talking about bricks, talking about the gauges, blah blah blah. And he said, oh well, it doesn't look too bad. And then he changed his tone. He said, how heavy is it? I said, 8.1 kilograms. Pick it up. So he picked it up and he's like, oh, it looks all right. I said, the thing is, what you need to understand is, I said, if you use these timber methods, you'll put these timber methods up against a wall. Could be overnight the wall comes down. It could be a trespasser who's rummaging around site. It could be a child. I said, if that wall comes down on a trespasser, on an operative, on a visitor, anyone on site, you're liable. You're liable for prosecution, corporate manslaughter or fines. And he looked, he said, no. I said, I'm telling you now. I said, have you got public liability insurance? He went, I have. I said, what is it to? 5 million, 10 million? He said, 10 million. I said, right, that's void. And he looked, he said, what do you mean it's void? I said, because it's classed as negligence and an unsafe act. So your public liability isn't going to, your insurance is not going to cover you. I said, have you got plenty of money for a good solicitor? And he just changed his tune straight away down. I just shot him straight down. He was, oh, well, yeah, it's a decent idea. It's a good idea, yeah. But now they're using it now. They're using it and they haven't lost the wall since. Yeah. But there was some old school bricklayers, 60-odd-year-old, oh, well, this isn't for us. We've done this way. And they just don't like change. Mm-hmm. And I said to bricklayers, I said, years ago when the NHBC come in, we got told we had to start jointing the cavity side of the block work, brushing it off. We all moaned. We didn't get extra money for it. What do we do? Now is a normal procedure. We do it and we don't even bat an eyelid. And they're like, right, yeah, but it's still not for us. Maybe when the young bricklayers come through, but we... I said, but you're not listening. You're liable for any failings. You can go to court. And I'm removing that. You've got a duty of care. And I'm removing this from... You've done everything possible to brace them walls. Everything. And if they do fail, you know the product's tested at 73 mile per hour. We could look at the weather report and say, right, we had 83 mile per hour winds or 80 mile per hour winds. Say the system failed. They've still done everything possible. The duty of care to keep everyone safe on site down. Mm-hmm. So they remove the liability straight away. Mm-hmm. And this is what they're starting to register with them now. It's taking its time, but...
It's interesting, isn't it, how resistant to change that we can be. I think we're in a position now where we should go to the demolition zone. Carl,
yeah,
we're in the demolition zone. You've built a wall.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
It's a very good wall. But what does this wall represent?
This wall represents the walls that are reported and the walls that are unreported.
What percentage of walls are reported?
I'd say 2%. 98% go unreported.
98%
yeah,
go unreported.
Yeah.
But there are people out there that believe that 98% get reported as opposed to 98% don't get reported.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? It really is.
What impact would it make if all of the walls got reported?
If they all got reported, obviously it would be bringing in a safety system. I'm not trying to push my safety system, but the walls that go reported, it could make an impact with cost. it will cost them more money, obviously. That's why they're going unreported. So if they don't report them, then the insurance premium's going to go through the roof. As we know, I think it's 90 near misses now. And see, this is another thing as well, Darren, with the near misses. If there's for every 90 near misses, we have a serious injury. That could have been me with bracing my walls 90 times, and so it's just a knock-on effect, and that has the impact, and that's probably why they aren't going reported. It really is.
So your message, Carl, is report the walls, brace it properly, using a product that has been designed to prevent the walls from coming down, as opposed to just any old bit of timber that you can find on site.
Definitely, yeah.
Stop these walls coming down.
Yeah, it's got to be done. It's got to be carried out, Darren.
I think, Carl, you're able to just destroy that myth. So, how did that feel?
Very good. Build it back up. I'll get my spindle. I've got a little spindle level in my bag. Yeah,
that's good. Carl, you know, the work that you're doing is really needed, and it's really inspirational. And the reason that I'm saying that it's inspirational, or why I find it inspirational, is because you've taken something that was a tragedy in your life.
Yeah.
Just a really dark moment in your life, and you're turning that into an area of your life now that you're bringing, you're making a difference to people.
Yeah.
You're bringing light to people.
Yeah.
And you're bringing that prospect of no one needing to face the situation that you have faced and that other people have faced, where their life has not only been in jeopardy, but actually has been lost as a result of that. So I think that that's inspirational, that you've been able to take that tragedy and turn that into something that's really making a positive difference in the world and in the world of construction, which is definitely needed. I've not physically seen your product, but I've heard lots of good things about it.
There's two in the car, actually.
Maybe I should pop out and have a look later on. But yeah, absolutely excited for that. I wish you all the best for your business moving forward. And, you know, my hope is that you're going to be able to really utilize and leverage the potential that is within this product that you've got.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, Darren.
Carl, do you have any last words or last thoughts for those people that are listening to the podcast that will help them to be able to better thrive in construction?
It's just be safe as possible. That's all I can say, is just don't cut any corners like I did, because it's a dangerous game out there. It really is. And if we can make an impact now for the future, for our future generations, to educate them and not learn off the predecessors, learn on the safe way, not only to brace walls, but to work safely. Like I say, there's no narrative on the product as yet, but these things need to change, definitely, Darren, 100%.
Carl, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast.
Thank you, Darren.
Take care.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching to the end. Please remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Also, I think you'll really like this one.